Hello, class. I wanted to follow up on the issue we encountered in the HTML elements overview video, where the unordered and ordered lists, when we had added a new item to the list, the spacing didn't seem right in the output. So I've reloaded our IDE with the code as it was before we made the change to the list item. And you can see here it is in the output, the apples and the bananas as the unordered list, and the first and second as the ordered list. Again, the difference being that the ordered list has numbers and the unordered list has bullets. And what we had done, we decided we were going to insert a new item. We were going to call it oranges. And we put that in. And when we looked at the output, we saw the spacing between the list items was not consistent. Reviewing the tags all appear to be properly formed, properly laid out, so the HTML itself looks accurate. What I failed to notice was that at the end of some of these lines, there are these little orangish, brownish boxes. And you could see at the end of oranges, there is no box at the end, whereas at the end of apples and bananas and just about every other line, there is that orange box. And if you compare it to the output below, you'll see oranges and bananas has the correct spacing, whereas the others do not. So hovering over, I should have mentioned this earlier, and I will mention it in the lab video, or the test, the video where we demonstrate how to submit labs, how the IDE will highlight issues. So we're highlighting the li element, and it gives you some information about the li element. And it's also highlighting at the very bottom, it says the character u plus 200b is invisible. So we have a character, it's a UTF encoded character, we talked about UTF encoding, that is not viewable. It does not have a character that can be displayed on the keyboard, on the screen, but it is present. And where that came from as an artifact of copying the text out of PowerPoint and pasting it into this IDE. So we need to be extra careful when we copy and paste code, because you may get unintended consequences like we're seeing here with those unprintable characters. So simply moving to the end of the line, moving the cursor to the correct spot, and we can delete those extra characters, and we will see that the formatting should return back to normal. Sometimes they're a little tricky to get rid of. So let me put everything back in order. And now we can see down below, we could see our unordered list is properly configured. And you can see there are quite a few of these extra characters at the end of the line. And what I'm simply doing on the keyboard is I'm hitting the end button and then the backspace button to delete them. And the code is looking a little cleaner now and a little more readable and matches much more accurately what we have in the development window. So I'm just going to finish getting rid of the last of them. Oh, here's a few more. We'll clean those out. Clean out these table rows. And finally, now we look at our output in the console window, it looks much better. No extra spaces, no extra gaps. And a much cleaner output. So when you're copying, pasting code, just make sure you don't have these unprintable secret characters or hidden characters in there, and they may be messing up your output. It can drive you a little crazy when you're trying to troubleshoot something when the code looks right all the time, but it's actually an invisible character that's causing the problems. So like I said, just wanted to follow up on that to tie up the loose ends, and that's it for now. We'll see you next time.